we're live, LENSEC Live. What's your perspective? And I'm really excited about our guest today, but I first want to welcome my co-host, Keith Harris. Keith,
hey,
how are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Doing fantastic, and really excited about our guest today. So I'm excited to welcome the program, Tim Vahary. And Tim Vahary is with RS2, and we're going to learn about RS2 today. How are you, Tim?
Doing good. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. So let's first go into what RS2, then we'll talk about your role.
Sure.
Tell us about the company RS2.
Sure, absolutely. So we are an access control software manufacturer. That's what we do. We don't do anything else. We were founded in 1999 by three gentlemen, Doug Robinson, Bob Sulik, and Gary Staley. Later, we added a fourth owner. Those guys came from the industry. They really understood things that needed to be done within the industry to be successful. And, they started off with access control with the goal in mind of being the best access control company. And it's a big thing we've done that differentiates between us and other companies is that we don't look to be the one solution for everything, right? And this goes in perfect with what we're talking about here today. We work a lot with our partners, right? We don't try to be what we're not. We know what we're good at. We do access control. You guys do what you do. Other people do their things. So, we've done that and we've grown throughout the years, and we've gotten to the point where, we feel we're very competitive in the market. The software that we make is used in virtually every vertical out there. And on top of that, we keep adding new features, new integrations, new pieces that really make us a viable option for anybody. So we've grown and continued to build on our software. In 2019, we were acquired by Acre, which, if you're not familiar with, Acre is a holding company that owns us, Open Options, ComNet, Vanderbilt. They used to own Mercury. The ownership group used to have a big part of HID back in the day as well. So really some industry veterans out there that really, have helped us move forward. And it's really grown what we can do as well, working with our other partners and things like that. So.
Well, that's great. And Tim, I'm excited to announce that this week, your company and LENSEC, RS2 and LENSEC, have released a press release announcing our integration between Perspective VMS, our enterprise level video management software, and Access It Universal software by RS2 Technologies. So that's pretty exciting to have that announcement coming in this week.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a big thing we work with as our partners, and we're always excited to add new partners and new capabilities. Even though it's not directly created by us, when we work with partners like you, there's value added to that, and it works out for all of us. It works for us as the manufacturer. It works for you as a software manufacturer. It works for the dealers. They can provide a better product to the end user, and then from the end user, depending on what it is, there's all types of different value propositions out there that make it better. So
you've been working behind the scenes on this integration with our integration team.
Yep.
So what does that look like? There's a long ramp up time that it takes to get some of these projects rolled out and ready for the public.
Yeah. So, a big part of what I do is working with integrations and our integration partners. And a couple of years ago, we developed an API. And, I'd like to think our API is as full featured as anyone's available. We make, things available that other people do not. So you could create, virtually anything via our API.
And tell our viewers what an API is. Some of them may not be aware of that.
Yes.
It's an application programming interface, right? So what it allows us to do is it allows outside programs to connect into our software, right? So with our software, it can do any number of different things with the API, from retrieving information about hardware to even, controlling the doors, locking, unlocking, You can get a list of access levels. You can assign access levels, revoke access levels from users on the fly, all programmatically in the back end. So what it really allows is for automation to happen from these other software platforms. A common one is visitor management. They're able to insert a card holder, give access when that person arrives, and then revoke access, all in the background, all automatically, and it works seamlessly. And the applications are really endless. It's whatever you have, whatever you're bringing to the table, we can make it work in that manner.
Exactly.
We also have a couple mechanisms for events, and that plays in with what we do, so that outside platforms can see the events coming from our software and then interact with our system on there.
And we've been talking on this program a lot about integrations. And I think that the level of integration that we're seeing between your access control product and LENSEC's video management software is not your grandpa's integration. It goes beyond that. And I think that both of our companies within the physical security industry are really digging in and looking for ways that we can provide extra proactive value to not only end users, but our dealer partners as well. Can you speak to that?
Well, with everything we're doing, there is a lot of value added here,
Right.
And it depends on the situation, right? And we work with any facility we can here. And the thing with these integrations is they really do build something for everybody in terms of what we do. And a big part of what the automation and stuff that we do, it allows you to not only have features that weren't there before, but it takes out other things like manpower of having to go in there and manually enter stuff. It removes mistakes, in a situation where you're unlocking doors and you're having to manually enter these times and do things like that, you really open up the opportunity for mistakes to occur. And when it comes to a facility, and security, you can't afford those mistakes. So there's really a lot of value added in a lot of different ways there.
That definitely is, because the fact is that the connectivity of integrations brings the full unified system, right? When you can have the access control integrate with the video management software, that makes a full unified system, which not all systems can be able to do. And lots of people where the access control is not able to talk with the video management software, which can lead to a lot of kind of headaches at times, right? Explain that in a lot of ways.
Well, yeah, so with and it all depends, obviously, in every facility, but when you're able to unify that and, you're at a security desk, for example, we do have mechanisms to pull video in our software and things like that, but, really creating that single interface for a user to work on it provides a unique user experience for them, right? And in the case of something like this, they can, still see and get the same, they can see the events coming in and they can do all that, but by combining it allows you to quickly investigate the video, right? You can quickly see the video streams. You can quickly, see what happened. Why did this event come in? Why was there an alarm that happened here? Why was there a door forced open? Things that can matter in terms of time. That's important. They can see right away, this is what happened. They can dispatch whoever. They can do, any number of investigatory things there and to audit what happened. And what it really does is it streamlines that user experience for them, right? They no longer have to jump between, different monitors, different programs, different whatever, opening things up, do this and that. They can all from one single unified spot, accomplish all the things that they need in a UI that's built to do all those things.
Right. So the main idea here behind integration between two disparate pieces of software is to complement one another and to not only make RS2's Access It universal software more valuable, It's also about making PVMS, Perspective VMS, as a video management software more valuable, and it becomes a better, an overall security, unified security footprint for the user and for a better experience overall. So not only do they have the power of Access It Universal software managing and maintaining their access control system, but they also have the power of Perspective VMS over here helping with their video coverage. And then these two things are unified and they pull the information together so that both pieces of security tools make a better system overall, and it's a better user experience for the customer.
Yeah, and that's exactly right. And that goes to the point that I made earlier. You know, we know what we do. We make access control. We make good access control. It works. That's what we want to do. We know we can't be everything to everyone. We don't want to try, but there are other people that do this and other people that do that. And by able to interface via the API and integrate, it makes a cohesive overall system as though it is all from, one centralized location, but it allows us to do, numerous things, biometric, visitor management, video. I mean, you just name it, the list goes on and on. Anything you can integrate to, we have that's my goal, is to create a system where we have options that are going to meet the needs of any facility, big, small, anywhere in between. Fancy requirements, we have integrations now doing license plate reading, things like that. Things just keep coming in. And, the more we can add that really fills in all those holes, I think the more complete of a system and user experience we can deliver to the end users and even the people that are, using the facility, with the card, with mobile credentials and things like that.
Your company, like LENSEC, can cover 5 doors and 10 cameras, or you can cover 1,000 doors and 8,000 cameras. I mean,
that's right.
That's the idea, is to pull together, these disparate systems and bring them together under one unified platform. And so I think you guys are doing a great job with that.
Yeah, I mean, we're built for simplicity, right? That's why you can have a 4-door system that can run on the exact same software that is running a worldwide, spanning multiple continent systems.
Now, Keith, I think you're going to be able to show this integration, correct, for our viewers out there, correct?
If I punch all the right buttons and stand on one ear, I think I can make it happen.
So while we're doing that, because that's the fun of radio and a TV. So Tim, what is your title? We didn't even get to that at RS2 before we go check out this integration.
Yeah, I'm the product manager right now. I have been here for almost 8 years. It'll be 8 years in April. I originally started in the technical support department, which, by the way, just a shout out to them. Our technical support department is hands down the best. The average time to answer phone calls and complete stuff is unparalleled in the industry, is what I'll say. So, I started there, and I actually have a background, my education, I have a degree from Purdue in marketing. So at that point, we had an outside marketing company, and, he was moving on. So at that point, I took over marketing and product management and kind of wore multiple hats there. Around the time we got acquired, we did bring on a full-time marketing person to take over some of those responsibilities. And so I mostly focus on the product now. A lot of the integrations, and what we're doing with the product and how we're growing it.
That's great. Well, I do have our software up. This is Perspective VMS we're looking at with an RS2 integration. So this is really cool to be able to take a look at, because what we've done is we've taken the API and the information that Tim has provided to our integration team. Hats off to Wasim and his team here at LENSEC for being able to take some of this information and incorporate it into Perspective VMS software. So we do a lot of work on the back end to make sure that we can do things like stream live cameras from, this is our site in Houston, but I'm going to go to this door right here, for example, and show you this little device action. This device action is connected to two doors within this image. One is a storage room door over here on the left-hand side, and one is the main entrance. So if we're going to take a look at this, what we can do is actually send a control command from Universal Access It Software by RS2 Technologies through Perspective VMS by LENSEC Technologies to send a command to this door. And you'll notice right here, when I press pulse on this door, let me make sure that that you guys can see my icon or my pointer. So I'm going to turn on this spotlight. Can you see my pointer right here?
Yeah.
So what happens when I click this pulse button right here is this door releases. And when this door releases, I get a notification automatically because of workflows that I have set up in Perspective VMS. You see two camera windows pop up. That was based on activity that actually occurred in Access It Universal software. So these two items start streaming images immediately from those two cameras that are pointing at that door. Okay. And we'll also notice here that I had a valid access that occurred. Let me get these windows out of the way. I have a valid access that occurred right here that shows up in my event panel. And when I take a look at that event panel, it tells me that I had a main entrance valid access that occurred right here. Okay. So closing that down, the other way that you can take a look at ways to control a door are directly from our map browser. We take a look at the map browser, we have a heads-up camera dock down here, and we can see that same door showing up right here. If I go to this door, which is our front entrance door, I can do the same control while I have a heads-up view of what's going on. When I pulse this door, then it gives me the same command, releases the door lock temporarily so that the person can come through the door, and then I get a video verification that shows up in the form of a pop-up window generated by a workflow. So that's really helpful. Those two items are everyday use. Our offices right now are lightly staffed. So we've got one guy that is in our office on a day-to-day basis, and he's hard at work in one of these offices to the side here. But when he moves throughout the office, we can see this. We can see his activity when he's coming and going. If a delivery guy shows up, and right now we don't have anybody at our front desk, when he shows up, he can make a phone call, and then whether Mark is in the office or not, we can actually release that door even remotely. I can release that door from right here, and I'm not sitting in the office, I'm sitting at my remote office logged in remotely, and I can release that door for him without having to be in the office. So that's really helpful for the end user. Okay, so when we take a look at that, there's a couple of different ways that helps. Not only can we control the doors, but we get full reports on activity. And if I go here to my reports tab and click right here, then I can go to my reports and take a look at audit reports for various different things. I can pull my access log query and see who's done various different things. But I can also pull up this information from the event panel and be able to do a quick search here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to filter for activity that has occurred, making sure you're searching for this the right way. So now I can search for Access It commands and filter that search, and it'll show me the card swipe here for when we were testing that software. And I can actually look at the video right here to see what's occurred. And this will show me when the card swipe happened. I can also take a look at details of when that occurred. It becomes part of the report that's available. I can see the person who held the card and what activity occurred here. So this is really helpful for being able to get the information into reports that you can pull straight from Perspective VMS. And the other integration feature that we have is that's done with Access It software is the ability to be able to import devices. And this is importing RS2 technology devices into prospective VMS software. So that makes it very easy to be able to, if new doors are added, just to be able to pull that information in automatically into prospective VMS without having to manually enter information from multiple places. So it's really one of our more advanced softwares and really provides a nice set of features between the two companies and showing a very well-rounded integration.
And so it's really interesting to look at that and how you're able to do that, and the ability to pulse, lock, or unlock a door, Keith, and be able to do it in a way that you can be able to, our two systems can communicate with each other, which is really nice to have that integration.
Yeah, and I think old integrations between security platforms might have been pulling just event information. For example, we have some integrations with some companies where all we do is pull the event information into our software. Having the ability to be able to use the video in prospective VMS to verify identity of people before you send that command is really crucial. And then when you add the workflows that we have in our software, you can take one command or one trigger input, which could be, let's say it's a door forced open. And if you have workflows in place in prospective VMS, RS2 door detects a door forced open, that can trigger out multiple actions that can occur. You can reposition a PTZ. You can change the resolution of the camera to make sure you're getting the clearest image possible. You can start a real-time extraction so that the event is recorded and held in the forensic search tools. You can even send emergency notifications via email or text message out to users and administrators to let them know you have an emergency event that's occurred. You can send a notification to a security dispatch. The list just goes on and on. Anything that you can think of that might be security related that might typically happen through a manual process can now be automated. So it really brings a unique level of help that is automated and put into play immediately without having to take a physical body to stop and think of all these different things that need to occur when an incident happens.
Yeah, I think the overall workflow, from the end user perspective is great. And then when you pair that with your ability to create automated workflows after that, I think it really enhances the user experience. And for the right facilities, I think this is absolutely just, something that is of huge value to them. It's a time saver. And again, back to the whole automation part, you remove man hours, you remove mistakes, you remove a lot from it. So it's very powerful when paired together. And yet in terms of setup and configuration, once it's there, it's pretty seamless in doing all of these different things that we've talked about.
Right. One thing I wanted to mention here while we still have a little bit of time is the upcoming RS2 dealer conference. That's going to be an exciting event. LENSEC is pleased to be taking part in it for the first time as a technology partner with RS2. What details can you share with us on that, Tim?
Well, we're going virtual this year. Not a surprise to anyone, I don't think. Normally we have it in a really nice, warm location, which would be nice, but we have to deal with what we have to deal with currently. But we're looking to really do the same type of stuff that we've done in person. A big goal of what we do when we put it together is that we want to make sure that our dealers know all about our integrations, our new things that we're doing, things like that. And a big focus of that has been, our partners and our sponsors that we get there. Now, the very first one that we did, which was 3 ago, so I've done 3 of them. The very first one, we had 8 sponsors total, and they were mostly our big sponsors. They were Mercury and HID and Allegiant, those type of general people. But as you know, I've done more with the product and we've done more with the integrations. We have a lot more partners that we've had. So the second time we did it, we were up to 16. Last year we were up to 19, and I think this year we're going to round out around 25 sponsors. So our goal really is to put that information in the hands of the right people. So we've had great responses the last couple of years, and actually our response this year in terms of numbers, I think has really actually benefited from the virtual side of things, because people that couldn't normally take the time to send people to Florida or California or whatever are now willing to let people log on there, for a day or two and look at it. So we actually have significantly more total number of dealers this time already signed up. And we just went live a little over a week ago with the sign up. So we're doing great there, in terms of attendees and sponsors. So we're really excited about it. We think we're going to be able to get a good show out there. Hopefully it'll, go off without a hitch, but it's going to be an adventure, I think, but it's going to be good. We're very, very happy with what we've come up with so far, and working with our partners and trying to get this all set up. So it's coming.
We're excited to be part of it for the very first time, and to come in with a brand new integration with lots of fresh ideas about how RS2 dealers can engage with what we have available in prospective EMS. So,
and they love to hear about the new information. So, they love new things.
Yeah.
So we'll give them something shiny to look at here, and they'll like it.
I'm very excited about that, and the ability for us to be able to partner together and to both of us put our best foot forward. So not only we can make RS2 Technologies and LENSEC successful, but we can make your dealer group successful as well. That's our goal, is to bring partners we can make successful, and that we can all benefit, and that the end users can benefit from some great technology that the dealers can bring to them, brand new on their plate.
Yep.
All right. Well, fantastic. Tim, where can we find information on RS2 and stuff? Where can we go?
You can go to rs2tech.com. It's probably the easiest way to get there. From there, you can get to our social media and stuff. I don't know the specifics of our LinkedIn right now, but rs2tech.com is the best way to go. We actually did just release a new website fairly recently, so we have some good information on there. Good, more stuff is coming. But yeah, that's the best way to get in contact.
Fantastic. Well, Keith, what a great guest Tim was. It's great to check out and learn more about this integration, and I appreciate both of you guys coming by.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks a lot for having me.
Absolutely.
And thanks for joining us. You bring a lot of expertise, not only to this program, but also what I've learned today about RS2 and how we can work together in the future. So thank you for being with us.
No problem.
All right, guys. Again, thanks for tuning into What's Your Perspective. Go to lensec.com/live to catch up all the live shows. Also, you can go to YouTube, LENSEC on YouTube, and check out our videos, and follow us on all social media platforms. Like and share everything. And I appreciate you guys tuning in. And again, that was What's Your Perspective. Take care.